Good evening, friends. How are you? Good evening, friends. Myself, Dr. Harpreet Bedi. I am a professor in Mittal School of Business, lovely professional university. I welcome you all in this session on the data visualization. Today, we are going to discuss about the rule of data visualization. Uh, okay, let's start for the day. So, I'm sharing my screen, and then we will start for the day. Okay. I assume my screen is visible to all of you. Any comments? Okay, it's visible now. Uh, Friends, all of you have in today's world, there's a buzzword called as our data analytics, data analytics. Many are or the data science. Many of you have heard about data science, or you are passionate about the data science. You are fascinated with this word, data science, and you want to have a career in the field of the data science or the data analysis. So if you talk basically what the data science is all about. So I could say data science is a process which actually start with the data collection. So there is a two sources of data, either the primary or the secondary sources from where we collect the data, and whatever the data we have, and then as a next phase or as a next step, we need to verify the data. We will edit the data, data cleaning, data editing, etc. So there are a lot of jobs which are available in the market in the area of data collection. There are a lot many research agencies or the organization which majorly do the business in the area of data collection. Either they collect primary data on the behalf of the customer, or they figure out this secondary data and they adjust it as per the need of their client. And then there's an kind of organization who do the data cleaning, data editing kind of a work. Then third comes is a data analysis. Is a buzzword, hot word. Everybody is want to have a data analytics. So there are various kind of the programming languages like R programming, Visual Basic, C++, SQL, Python, etc. So all are basically the data analytics tool. There's a problem with the data analytics. There's a one problem. So most of the things, whatever the tools which you are able to see, so all these tools are basically query based tool. You need to write a program. You need to remember the command or the syntax, etc. So whatever the program you have written, if you are practicing it on regular basis, then it is good enough. But if you are not practicing your the tool or the language, after around 6 months, 1 year, you forget, and once you forget, it will become difficult to you for you to use it for the purpose of the data analysis. So this is a major challenge with the data analytics. Till the time you are working on a data analytics, it is good enough. But if you skip, if you're not working on a particular language tool, you will not able to recall after a long gap. The next major, I could say, development in the area of the data analytics is the visual analytics. Nowadays, most of the companies they are focusing on the visual analytics. So for visual analytics, we have a two kind of the softwares. One is a Tableau and another is a Power BI. Okay, sorry. Here the data analysis is actually very easy. We don't write any kind of the program to analyze the data. Rather, we prepare certain kind of the visualization, certain charts, bar diagrams, pie charts, maps, etc., to analyze the data. And last is a text analytics, which is altogether a different area. So today we are not going to analyze, we are going to analyze only a visual analytics part or a visual analytics, the Tableau and the Power BI. Tableau and Power BI are two most widely used tools or the softwares which has been are in the quite in demand. So these are the softwares through which we convert big data into a meaningful information. So the beauty is, sorry, both of these softwares are available for free of cost. Tableau, as a student, you can get the download the software called as a Tableau desktop as well as a Power BI desktop. We can download these software. Simply go to Google, say Tableau software and Tableau desktop. You will end up to the site of the Tableau and you can download the software and can install on your system, and so on with the Power BI. Tableau is a product of a company called as a Salesforce. Tableau was introduced in the year 2003 and it was acquired by Salesforce in 2019. Power BI, it was developed by Microsoft in the year 2015. But if as on date you see what is the market share among the Tableau and Power BI, it is almost 50-50. 50% market share is with the Tableau and this 50% market share is with the Power BI. Okay, so what Power BI did in the last almost 8 years, 8-9 years, Power BI are able to capture 50% market share. Power BI able to capture 50% market share. Okay, what Power BI did, they figure out what are the drawbacks of the Tableau. They worked on those the limitations, and then they able to capture. They created their own product, and today they are having around 50% uh, market share. Okay, uh, so now let me to give you uh, okay. So let me to give you the glimpse of these softwares. Uh, but before this, whenever we are talking about the data analytics or is of visual analytics, what is the key? Key is your data. If you have a good hold on your data, if you have an understanding of your data, you can easily able to prepare various kinds of visualization. You will easily able to convert your data into a meaningful information. You will able to prepare various interactive dashboards. But for most important thing, you need to have a hold on your data. You need to know your data. The better the knowledge of the data you have, it will better you will able to prepare the better the quality of your visualizations. So today I am going to work on a data called as a global superstore. Global superstore. This is a big data. This is a big data. It's a data of a company like the e-commerce website, just like Amazon or Flipkart in India, just like Amazon or Flipkart in India. So if I go through this data, if I go through this data, so this data is having around 51,000 orders data. So in this data, this is the order ID. I have a data of almost 51,000 orders. I have 51,000 orders. If I say the total number of the cells in this data is around 12 lakh 82,000 cells. So it's quite a big data. Around 13 lakh is the number of the filled cells. Okay. So if we want to analyze this data, if we want to analyze this data, so what is the first? Let's see what is the kind of a data we have. We have a order ID, a row ID, order ID, whether this order is returned, no return or yes, it is returned. We have a order date, we have a ship date, we have a order processing time. This order is being received on 11th of November and being processed on 13th of November. What is the ship mode? How this goods being shipped? So basically, if I look into this data, this company has shipped the goods into a four modes. That is first class, same class, second day, and the standard class. This is a customer ID. I have another field called as a customer name, customer segment. So this company divided their customer into three segments. Somebody who's buying it for the personal consumption, they call it as a consumer buying it for the personal consumption. The corporate consumers who are buying it for the corporate purpose, and somebody who wants to set up a home office, they called it as a home office. So this company have divided their customer into three segments, which they called it as a consumer who are buying it for personal consumption. Then is a corporate consumer who is buying for corporate consumption, and somebody who wants to set up a home office. We have a city, we have a state. The person belongs to which state, country. So if I go through the glimpse of this data, in this data we have a people from the customers from 3,650 unique cities. They are covering around 1,100 states, which again covering around 165 countries. And for the purpose of ease, this company have divided the entire globe into the few regions. They divided this 165 countries into the 23 regions. And finally, they divided these 23 regions, or they clubbed these 23 regions into the five markets. They call this as Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, US, Canada. Okay. Then what else I have is the product ID, product category. So this company is dealing in three categories of products, which they called it as a furniture, office supplies, and technology. Under each category, there are various subcategories. Under each category, there are various subcategories. We have a product name, we have a sale. Against this order ID, what is the amount of the bill? So this amount is around $221. What is the quantity bought? After quantity, is there any discount? 0%. What is the profit made on this order? $62. Shipping cost incurred and the order priority. Okay, so this is the kind of a data I have. Whenever you go to any of the e-commerce website or even a retail chain, you find almost similar kind of data all these organizations are maintaining. So this data is actually your asset. This can be used for various kinds of information or for decisions. For a lot of many kind of decisions, I need a lot of kind of information. So out of this data, a lot of information can be extracted. We will go through how we will able to extract or convert this data into information, and what is the role of the Tableau or the Power BI in this process. So again, I repeat, what is my order is, as I said earlier, if I talk about uh, the quality of analysis, it always depends upon the amount of hold you have on the data. If you know your data in and out, for sure you will be in a better position to do analysis of your data. So I have a order ID, order date, ship date, on which date order has been made, on which date goods has been shipped. From this, there is a order processing time, how much time has been taken to process the order, what is the ship mode, customer ID, customer name, the segment a customer belongs to, city, state, a country he belongs to. So we have a people from 165 countries, which been clubbed into 23 regions, and finally into five markets. We have a product ID, we have a category of product. We are dealing in only three category of products. That is of furniture, office supplies, and technology. If you go to the website of Amazon, they are dealing thousands of product categories or even hundreds or thousands. But here we have picked up only three categories of the product for the purpose of ease: furniture, office supplies, and technology. They are subcategories under the same. We have a product name, we have an amount of order, we have a quantity ordered, discount given, profit made, shipping costs incurred, and finally is the order priority. They have a people in a four categories of the order priority: critical, high, low, and the medium. So now we want to analyze this data either with a software called as a Tableau, either with a software called as a Tableau, or with the software called as a Power BI. So both of these softwares are available for free of cost. Both of these softwares are available for free of cost for academic use. But the if you want to use it, make it a professional use, then you have to buy the license of the same. But for academic use, you can go through the both of the softwares. So if I showcase for the Tableau, and this is a icon you will have it for the Power BI. Okay, Tableau is a Salesforce product, Power BI is a Microsoft product. Both are the competitors product. Either you are using Tableau or you are using Power BI, serve the purpose. It's not necessary that you need to have a knowledge of both. Even if you are having a hold in one of the software, Tableau or Power BI, it's okay. Both serve the same purpose. Both serve the same purpose. Both are the competitors' product. Tableau was introduced in the year 2003 and acquired by Salesforce in 2019. To compete with Tableau, Microsoft introduced Power BI. They introduced their product in the year 2015. So, what was the few limitations of Tableau? The Power BI has added all those limitations into their product, and that is why they are able to capture around 50% market share in the last 8 9 years. Okay, so once you will install the software, Uh, so this software is again available if you go to Google. Both of these softwares are available for free of cost. So you can download, you can install. What the product we are using? Power BI desktop as well as Tableau desktop. So my purpose is to showcase what is the utility, or what is the how we will able to use these softwares for the purpose of analysis. How visual analytics is the replacement of the data analytics. Okay, so we will test both. We will test Power BI, Tableau as well as Power BI. So once I open a Tableau or the Power BI, my first step is to connect it with the database. My first step is to connect it with the database. Both these softwares, Tableau and Power BI, you can connect it almost all kind of the data sources. You can connect it with almost all kind of the data sources. So all kind of the data files, Excel, text file, CSV file, Microsoft Access, PDF, statistics files, etc., etc. Similarly, you can connect it with any of the server. If you want to connect it with the Google Drive, yes, you can connect it with the Google Drive. If you're working in any of the organization, you can connect it with the server of your organization. Just you need to have know your username as well as password of your the database of your server. So all those kind of servers, all those, even the Oracle server, the or different kind of the servers, you will able to get connect the data which is available on any of the server could be connected with the Tableau as well as Power BI. Okay, you can connect it with Tableau as well as Power BI. So I have connected this file called as a global superstore. The file which I have showcased, let me to showcase this file again. So this is a file where I'm going to work. This is a global superstore. Earlier, this was available with Power BI, sorry, the Tableau. Once we install Tableau, they give it a global superstore. Nowadays, they give it the superstore file only named as a superstore, which contain the data for only US. But this global superstore, this contain the data for the entire globe. So global superstore is having a data set somewhere around uh, 50,000 orders, 50,000 orders. If you work only on the superstore file, this is having a data source somewhere around 10,000 orders. So either of the order you work, the file you work, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I'm going to work on this file called as a global superstore. In this file, I have a three worksheets, or rather four worksheets. One, the file name is a order, the worksheet name order. Second is a return, the orders which have been returned. Third is a people, uh, different regions, who is a person in charge for the same. And this I just created to give you a glimpse of the data. So this is a glimpse of the data. Dimension mean all qualitative variable or qualitative variable. Measure mean all quantitative variable. Now, with the help of Tableau, I connected this file called as a order. I use this file called as a order and want to analyze this data. Now we will see how easy it is actually to analyze the data. We are dealing in three category of products. We are dealing in three categories of product. So this is a kind of the interface that we have in Tableau. This is a kind of interface that we have in Tableau. So all my headers in the data, will be available towards left hand side of my interface. At the top, I have a two things. One is this is called as a row shelf, and this is called as a column shelf. Row and column shelf we basically use for preparing a various kinds of the visualization. We see how easy it is to prepare a visualization. We want to see what is the category wise sale. Okay, I see category. Okay, let's see category wise profit or the sales, and I want to see sales. Pick up this category and want to see sales and mark the label on. So this is my category wise sale. So under category furniture, office supplies and technology, what is my amount of sales? Similarly, I know under category I have a various subcategories. Under furniture, I have a four subcategories called as a bookcases, chairs, furnishing, uh, and tables. Okay. So similarly, under technology category, I have accessories, copiers, machines, and phones. So what is the amount of the sale made by each of this? So what if I don't want to see the sales in absolute number? I want to see the percentage in the total. So I can click into this drop down. I can click into this drop down and easily could say quick table calculation and say percentage of total. Okay, now I easily come to know out of my all those categories, my maximum contribution is coming from the technology, under technology phone segment, which is contributing around 13.5% of my total sales. What if I want to see the profits? So this is my categories and this is my profit. Okay, this is my category. Now, how easy the data analysis is? I drag and drop, drag and drop. Okay, mark the label on. This is a what is the category wise profit earned? Category wise profit earned. I have a various subcategories also. I want to see the bifurcation. So I drop the subcategories. Now the table is my only loss making category. Table is my only loss making category, and I'm getting the highest profit from a category called as a copiers. So I'm getting highest profit from the category called as a uh, copiers. At times, you have seen people, I hope you remember your COVID days 2019, 2020, when we generally every news channel showcase the map, the word map, and then they highlight the cases of the corona. Okay. So if we want to prepare a similar kind of chart, so rather the map, I will say. So if I want to showcase the sales of various countries on a map, it's easy. I just pick up this country, drop it here. Okay. Once I drop it to my canvas, I have this word map. Now I want to showcase the size of a bubble based upon the amount of sale. I pick up the sale, drop it to size. Okay, if you remember, this is a kind of a let me to hide this card. So this is a kind of the visualization. If I let me to make it the red color, I don't want a blue color dots. I want to make it red color dots. Okay, you want to expand it to category, country. To I have states also. If I want to expand it, you can expand it. You want to go to even to city level, you can go to a data at a city level also. So I hope you remember this is a kind of the visualization which you have seen during the COVID period. Okay. So this is a kind of the visualization which you have seen during the COVID period. And similarly, if you're not satisfied with this kind of a graph, if you are not satisfied with this kind of a graph, you want to see some other kind of a graph, you have a this map, and there's a map background. I want, let's say, a satellite chart. Okay, this is a kind of a satellite chart you will able to get. I don't want to see this kind of a map background. Rather, I want to go with this dark background view. So this is a dark background view. You can change this color, whatever the kind of color you want. So let me to reduce a category. Uh, I want to collapse it to uh, this state level. I can do it. If further I want to reduce it to country level, at any point of time, if I want to expand it, I can expand as well as collapse. That is comparatively much easier, much easier. Okay. Similarly, I can go for this outdoor and lot many other options are available. So you can explore all those options which are available. Even a street view. If you go to a street view, just it work like a Google Map. If I go to India and want to see various cities, the roads and so on, so even you will able to see the road view and everything. Even if you want it expand to daily to cannot place, etc. So it is up to you how deep you want to go. Okay, even the road view everything will be available. So these are the certain options which are available under a map view. At times whenever you give presentation to your clients or the investor or to your colleagues, etc., we use running kind of the line charts. So let's see, if I want to, in this data I have a order date. I have a order date. Okay. So if I go to the order date, I drop it to my column shelf. I drop it to my column shelf. I want to use it as a continuous measure and that to tell months. Uh, and I want to highlight the sales. I want to highlight the sales. Okay. So this is a kind of a line chart which is available for my sales. So what if at times you have seen the people are giving the presentation and at the back end your chart is automatically moving. So this is again we called it as a time and motion chart, which is actually very easy to prepare in Tableau and Power BI. So I drop it here. Let me to make it time and a motion chart. I showcase. I will go through there's a friends. Today my purpose is to give you a view. What is the beauty? What are the things that we can do it with the help of Tableau or the Power BI? Okay, and presently I am working on a Tableau. After 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we will switch to the Power BI. Power BI. Okay, so my purpose is to showcase what is the beauty of the Tableau and Power BI. At times, whenever you are giving the presentation to your client or investor, so you are busy with your presentation and you want your the visualization should automatically run at the automatically run at a background. And what if you want to highlight sales as well as profit? So it's easy if you want to another variable. Just pick this variable, drop it here. Let me to run it again. Is everything visible? Is everything visible? Okay. Let me to see, go back and see if everything is visible. Okay, everything is visible. Uh, Now we call this as a time and a motion chart. Actually, the Tableau and Power BI are very interesting and important software for the purpose of data analytics. For the purpose of data analytics, rather I called it as a visual analytics. Now, at times you have seen in this uh, case, I know I'm dealing in the let's say three category of products. I drop it to column. This is my amount of the sales. This is my amount of the sales. Along with the sales, I want to showcase the profit also. Mark the label on by clicking into this button. If I want to showcase, highlight the profit, if I drop it to this place, now see, this is my sales, this is my profit. I don't want to showcase like this. What else I can do? I pick up the profit, drop it to this place. Now this is side by side. This is side by side the profit as well as the sales. If I pick up this measure name, drop it to color, I can give a different color for my sales as well as profit. You can change the color if you want. So sales, I want to use a green color. Okay, and okay, so it is up to you the kind of color you want to use. Rather than if I don't want to drop the sales to my le- right hand side, rather I want to drop the sales to my left hand side. Let me to go to a new sheet, prepare a category to column, category to column. This is sales to the row. And if I want to use profit, earlier I drop it to right, but I don't want to drop it to right. I want to drop it to my left. If I drop it to my left, see what is happening. This is actually your dual axis chart. Actually, your dual axis chart. What I'm going to do, I sync these axes. I will sync these axes, and once I sync this axis, now this is I want to use the line bar chart. Okay, on my this bar, now what is happening? So I able to see two things side by side. So let's say this color, let me to change it to all orange, the profit. So the visibility will be more and better. So now if I mark the label on, so this reflect my size, sales as well as profit side by side. I can increase this view. I can increase this view, and accordingly I can change the size of these dots as well as bars also. If I select the bar, go to the size option, I can reduce or increase the size of the bar. So again, if I want to increase it, go to size. So it's very easy to play with the data in Tableau as well as Power BI. Again, I select this bar, you can increase, decrease the size and everything so that it make more sense. I don't want to use this as a dots. I want to use this as a line chart. Okay, I can use it as a line chart. If I want to increase the size of this bar, the line, I want a thicker bar, so I can use a this kind of a stuff. Similarly, at times, if you are having interest towards academics, might you have seen this kind of a chart. This we called it as a word cloud diagram. So word cloud diagram, it's again very easy to prepare in Tableau, even as well as the Power BI also. So I have orders from 165 countries. I pick up a country, drop it to text. So these are my called as cards. These are my called as cards. I have a color card, size card, text card, detail card, and a toolpick. I drop it to text card. I change the chart type to a text chart. I change the chart type to a text chart and pick up the sales and drop it to size. Got it. So this reflect what is the amount of sales I'm getting from the each of the country. This reflect what is the amount of the sale I'm getting from each of the country. Okay. If you want to color code, you can color code. It's easy. If I pick up the sales, drop it to color, so I can use the color card. I want to use a different kind of a palette. So rather than of this, let me to use this red, green, apply and OK. Okay, so you can use the color coding also. This is up to you what is the kind of the color coding you want to use. Similarly, if you go through any of the report of Deloitte, KPMG, etc., the beauty is the kind of the visualizations the people are using. Okay, even if I want to use this the category wise sale, if I want to highlight what is my category wise sale, I pick up the category, pick up the category. This is my amount of sales. Got it. So as of now, this is a bar chart, not very attractive. I pick up the sales again, drop it to my right. If I drop it to my right, it actually results into the kind of a dual axis chart. I pick up this axis, say I want to use it a line chart and reduce the size to minimum. Okay. Now, what is happening? This is my category wise sale. So if I pick up the sales, market to label, so this is my category wise sale. Got it? So this is my category wise sale. So it is up, you can use it, this kind of a visualization, expand it and can drop it to your cut copy paste in any of your the actual final report. So these are the visualization software. The purpose is to draw, to do the data analytics with the help of the visuals, with the help of the graphs, charts, etc. Okay, what if I don't want to use this kind of the this the circles? I want to use something different. Rather than of this, I may say I picked up any of the circle. I picked up any of the circle. I went to this shapes, and then I decided I want to use this kind of a arrow. Okay, so you may use this kind of arrow. Is it possible if I don't want to use this arrows and rather than I can use the pictures from my own? Yes, this is possible. So this is my category. I pick up the category, drop it to shapes. Pick up the category, drop it to shapes. And now if I go to this edit shapes, if I edit the shapes, okay, if I now go edit the shape for furniture, I have by default there's a lot many kinds of shapes. I added few shapes by my own also. For furniture, I want to use this. Okay, I select furniture. I set this category. Say okay. For now, furniture has been changed to this. Similarly, if I want to change this also, all those categories. For office supplies, I want to use the another kind of a visualization. This is a office supplies. Okay, this is office supply. Technology. This is technology. I say apply and say okay. Okay, if I will change this the sequence, easily you will see at times you will you see the people are using this kind of a visualization. I want to expand this a size or bit, so that could be possible. Okay, so if you want to expand or reduce the size, that is equally possible. So this reflect furniture, and what is the amount of the furniture by sale, office supplies by sale. So if I select into this and want to highlight the sale amount here, so that the visibility will be much better. So that can be done. That can be done. So this is beauty. Similarly, if I go to this my order by sale, again a lot of analysis is is feasible and actually very interesting. So I have this my order date. I have this my order date. Okay. This is I made it a continuous measure, and this is my amount of sales. I don't want to use a line chart rather than of this. I want to use a area chart. Okay. This is a kind of a chart called as a area chart. As of now, this is reflecting for a whole. I know I have a different five kind of markets. I was dealing in the five markets. I pick up the market, drop it here. See what is happening? So now this is your the uh, market by sales. So among different markets, month-wise market by sale, what is the breakup of the different markets? So this is a beauty here. The data analysis is actually very easy and very interesting. So what if I want to forecast the sale? What if I want to forecast the sale? I have an order date. If I want to do the forecasting, I need to have a one field on a timeline. So I pick up the order date. I want to use this as a continuous variable and that to months. I pick up the sales. I pick up the sales, drop it to row. Now this is my sales. This is my sales trend. If I want to mark the label on, this is my all these sales. I don't want to use all. I just say maximum and minimum. Okay, this is my sales. This is my sales. I want to forecast what will be my sales in the next 1 year, next 6 months, and so on. So if I'm on this line graph, if I'm on this line bar, anywhere on the line bar, if I say right click, and I have all those kind of options: mark, label, annotate, trend line, forecast. If I go to forecast and say show forecast, so by default, the forecasting has been shown. If you want to see how this forecasting has been done and how if you want to make certain changes in this is again feasible. Just right click, say forecast, and you have this option called as a show forecast, forecast option, describe forecast. If you go to show forecast, you may decide exactly for how long you need. So you need 1 year, you need not in the months, I need for next 6 months. So you can define it accordingly. So whatever you will define, your software will do accordingly. Similarly, all those methods, everything is available. Uh, so forecasting method by default is a automatic with seasonality, custom, etc. You can give all kind of the forecasting method. Similarly, if you want to see the trend in the data also, easily the trend line can be added. Easily the trend line can be added. So this is the trend line of the data. This is the trend line of the forecasting. This is the trend line of the data. If you want to see what is your regression equation, so once you put it your cursor there, it showcases what is your regression coefficient as well as your regression equation. If you want to change this, again right click, say edit trend line, or you say describe trend model. If you say describe trend model, it will explain your a new tab will open and it explain your model. So that could be used in your research writing or any of the data analysis kind of a stuff. So this model could be added there. And if you want to edit this trend line, right click, say edit trend line. So what is the method you want to use for analyzing your data? You want to use a linear, exponential method, etc., etc. So what is the kind of a method you want to use? A non-linear kind of a trend line. So you can have a non-linear kind of the trend line. So this is up to you what kind of the data analysis you actually want to have it in your the software called as a Tableau. Got it? So in SAP Tableau, we have a few options, not many options. Otherwise, not I'm saying few, but there are lot many options. The beauty of the Tableau as well as the Power BI lies in the dashboard. So the attraction attraction here is a dashboard. Uh, I will use Power BI for the purpose of preparing a dashboard. But in Tableau as well as Power BI, so we can prepare a dashboard. So in Tableau, we have a three tabs. This tab is for a thing called as a worksheet. This is for a dashboard, and this is for the story. So first, let me to showcase a certain kind of a dashboard which has already been prepared. It's a fully interactive dashboard. This dashboard is prepared. Now, this is a view of the Power BI. this is a Power BI software. Okay, so again, all those options are available here. The filters and everything, whatever is available in most of the things which are available in Excel are available in Tableau as well as Power BI also. So whatever the formulas that we can apply in Tableau, sorry, in Excel, almost all those formulas could be applied in our Tableau as well as Power BI. So this is again, we are working on a same data, global superstore, and a sheet named as a order, and a sheet name as a order. Okay. So this is a fully interactive dashboard. So this is a total sum of sale, sum of quantity, sum of profit. This is the line chart, sales wise line chart, and this is a sum of the sale by segment. We have people from three different segments: home office, consumer, and the corporate consumer. We are dealing in a three category of products, that is technology, office supplies, and furniture. We are dealing in a five different markets. What if I want to see all this data for a Asia Pacific market only? You just click into Asia Pacific. What will happen? All those things will be changed as per the Asia Pacific. Okay, every data has been changed to the Asia Pacific. This is back to normal. I want to see all this for technology category. I want to see all this for technology. Just click into technology. Now everything is being changed for the technology. I don't want to see it for technology. I just want to see this for the corporate consumer. The people who is corporate consumer, what is the sum of sale, sum of quantity, sum of profit, etc. All this I want to see it for the corporate consumer. So I can look into for this for a corporate consumer. Okay, so if I go to Power BI, now I will pick up the Power BI and will create a certain kind of a dashboard and will try to uh, discuss or debate a bit of the Power BI. So Power BI, again, a very useful product. It is a product of the Microsoft and a competitor of the Tableau. Some people, some of the firms are using Tableau, and some of the organizations are using actually the Power BI. Both are the competitors product, a very useful product. So again, once you install Power BI, you will get a this kind of icon. You will get a this kind of a icon. As I said earlier also, once you install, you will get a this kind of a interface. What's the difference between the interface of the Tableau and Power BI? Tableau, in all these fields are available on my left hand side of uh, the interface. But in Power BI, all those kind of the charts and all those kind of headers are available on my right hand side of the interface. Otherwise, if you see, more or less, both of the softwares are capable of doing the visual analytics. They are having more or less the same kind of a features, more or less the same kind of features. If you have a knowledge of Tableau, you can easily work on the Power BI, and vice versa also. If you know Power BI, you will easily able to work on uh, the Tableau part. Okay, so if I go to this, the same. Now, if you want to prepare a certain kind of a chart, so there's a few features. As I said, the Power BI introduced this product in 2015, and within a span of around 8-9 years, they are able to capture 50% of the market share. How? They added all those things which are not a part of the Tableau. There's a lot of kind of a visualization which was not there in Tableau. Power BI has incorporated this. So the one of the example is called as a cards. The cards were not available in uh, the Power BI, the Tableau. Okay. So once you clicked into cards, so whatever the kind of the visualization you want, you will just click into this. It comes to your canvas. In this card, I want to see what is my sum of sale. Okay. I pick up the sale, drop it here. I pick up the sale, drop it here. This is my sum of the sale. Okay. I say, okay, first let me to use some background color. So visualization, canvas background. Let me to use a background color. I want to use a black background color. Okay, this is my sum of sale. Let me to reduce the size. I say Control C, Control V. This is applicable in Tableau as well as Power BI. So rather than of sum of sale, I want to see what is my sum of profit. I pick up this sum of profit here. Again, I would need a one more kind of this kind of a card. I Either you click it there and can have your card, place it anywhere on the canvas, place it anywhere on the canvas. Now in this, I need a sum of quantity. Okay, either drop to this place or to this place. So up to you, wherever you want to see. If I select any of the visualization, I go to the visual formatting. So I formatting, I said uh, I want the visual borders on, shadow effect on, with the color, let's say orange, want round corners, okay, etc., etc. Now I did the formatting on this part. So how Power BI is able to, or Microsoft is able to capture 50% market share, they try to added all the features which are available in the Microsoft Excel or the Word or the PowerPoint. They have given most of the options in the this their product called as a Power BI also. We have a format printer in Microsoft Office. They given the same format printer here. So I prepare a one visualization, want to use the same kind of a formatting. I just use the format printer, and with the help of this format printer, I can easily copy paste the formatting option. Got it? So I use a three kind of a visualization on a single sheet. Now I want to use another thing called as a slicer. I want to use another thing called as a slicer. Again, this is a feature which is not available in the uh, Tableau. So rest of the features are available. So I pick up the Tableau, the slicer, pick up the market, drop it here, pick up the market, drop it here. And if I go to the formatting part, rather than of this journal, I want to, okay, so slicer setting, I want to use, rather than of verticals, I want to use tiles. I want to use tiles. I can again play with the beautification of this. I can play with the beautification of this. I can go to this value. So in Tableau, actually the formatting is difficult. In Power BI, what is their beauty? They added this visualization, the formatting option, very simple. In Tableau, the formatting option is not as simple as this is in the uh, Power BI. Okay, visual borders on, off, whatever, all those formatted things you want to do, you can do. Okay, whatever the things you want to do, you can do. Similarly, if I want another kind of the chart or a graph on this canvas, now this is the area. So whenever you are designing a dashboard, so it is up to you, whatever the things you want to highlight, whatever the things you want to highlight. Let's say I want to use a pie chart on this also. I want to use a pie chart on this also. Rather, I can use a gauge chart, but let's first go ahead with the uh, donut or a pie chart. Okay, let's say go with a pie chart first. Let me to put it there, increase the size of pie. So here I know I have a three categories. I pick category to legend, value to sales, value to sales. Sorry, sales to value. Got it? I got this kind of a chart. Even you can expand it further. So I, within this view, I go to the formatting option, say legends, I don't need it off. The data labels is already on. I need a complete data labels, and the value I want to expand it. The text size. So you can increase the font size, is easily available here. So whenever you want to design any kind of the graph or the visualization, you can do it. So you will see what satisfy your purpose, what satisfy your purpose. Again, the let me to use any of this visualization, and can the background color and the text color, etc., etc., everything could be changed, and then with the help of formatter, uh, format printer, we can make a symmetrical, we can increase the symmetry. So similarly, I want to use it, control C, control V again, and now this chart I want to use a pie, and rather than of the some of the category, I want to have a segment in legend rather than of category. I want to have uh, this segment only. Okay. So if you want to rotate it, so I can go to this part. The formatting again, rotation is available. So how you want to rotate your data? So this is up to you. Wherever you think it seems appropriate, that's okay. Now I just prepared a very simple chart only. So I want to see all this. What is the sum of sale, sum of quantity order, sum of profit for my territory called as. You can add a header also. You can add a header also. You can add this symmetry. I want to see this for Europe. Click into Europe. Got it? So now this entire view is for the Europe. I want to go back to for the entire nation. This is for the entire globe. I want to see this for Africa. Click it into this. Now this is reflecting as Africa. You can add a header there. You can add a title at the top. So you can add a title at the top. So dashboard designing, either you are doing it in Tableau or you are doing it in Power BI, is more of a art kind of a stuff where you are actually designing it. So it tests your designing skills also. If you want to add art, there's a lot many. All these are the kind of the options, the charts and the graphs which are available, and you can analyze your data. You can analyze your data. So if you want to add the text header here, so you can easily add a text header. There's a smart narration, smart narrative. Okay, well, so you may say this is a sales report of global superstore. Control Z. So beauty is again control Z, everything that absolutely fine if we are using it in Tableau Power BI. So we can increase the size, whatever the size we want. We can replace it once we have this kind of a visualization. So we can easily make it to a place where we think it seems more appropriate. Okay, so this is, friends, is the rule of the Tableau and Power BI. This is a rule of the Tableau and Power BI in the area of visual analytics. Let me to make it a bit more beautify the same. Wherever you think it seems more appropriate, you can adjust it accordingly. Okay, so all beautification will be up to you. Wherever you want to put the things, you can put the things and make your system more beautiful or reports more interesting and so on. So, friends, feedback link has been shared with all of you. You please are requested to fill the feedback link. Your certificates will be processed based upon your uh, your feedback. Now, it's time for your comments. Okay, so I'm stop sharing my screen now. Now we have left with last 5 minutes. Let me to go through. I if any of you have any comments, you can raise your question, and then I will able to answer your questions. Uh, If any of you have any comment, please let me know so I can able to answer your query. Okay, I'm able to see the Google Form link has already been shared with in the group. So please prepare fill this the link so that you will able to get your certificate also. Thanks from my side. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Uh, we still have a almost 3 to 4 minutes with us. So if any of you have a question, you can post it in the comment section. I will able to comment upon your. I can take your questions if you have a question. Otherwise, thank you from my side. So we have a question in chat option, comments. You can write your question in a. If any of you have a question, I can answer your questions. Thank you. Otherwise, Aniket, both Tableau and Power BI as on date are having around 50-50% market share. Power BI launched in 2015 and able to capture 50% market share. There's a certain feature that Power BI is better. There's a certain things for which still Tableau is better. If we go ahead with the thing called as a parameters, so I have not discussed the parameters. So if you ask me about parameters, if you want to create parameters, then you find Tableau is better and easy. But if you want to see what are the various kinds of the chart, the graphs, or the variety of the visualizations, Power BI is having approximately 400 plus kind of the visualizations which are available in Power BI. But Tableau is having vis-a-vis a lesser number of the visualizations. So both are good, but even if you know one, that will serve the purpose. Thank you, friends. So please fill the form before leaving. Make sure you are giving the feedback so that you will able to get your certificate. Thank you. So we are going to end this session. Uh, Thank you very much for all of you.